Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of our Style Tips and Tricks. My name's Angie, and I'm the owner of Pear Collections. And today we are going to be continuing our series from last episode with the amazing Jasmin from Jasmin May Photography. Hi, Jasmin.
Hi.
I am so excited to continue this episode series that we're doing. It's so exciting, and I decided to call it Self-Love Through the Camera Lens because there's actually a bit on your website that I think that's a bit that got me to want to work with you in the collab that we did. In her bio, which you guys should go to her website and read Jasmin's bio. But in your bio, you talk about how you like seeing the world through the camera lens. And I think in this day and age, we get told a lot of lies or just, misconceptions from what we see on social media and such. But it is an amazing power of an unedited photo through the camera lens. It can be amazing, and it can be amazing in a positive way. So, it's great. So what we thought we would do for all of our listeners and our actual watchers, because I know there's people who listen to this like a podcast and then people who actually watch these episodes as well, is that I thought we could go through and just really tear this topic apart a little bit and discuss the concept of self-love and confidence. And if you haven't watched the episode from last episode, from the first part of this series, I would highly suggest it, because in it we discuss who you are, what your company is all about. Obviously, you're a photographer, as your business name says, Jasmin May Photography. But the reason why I think we've really connected is because we have such a great sense of wanting our clients to feel amazing. We want to help build our clients' confidence up, and it's a real large aspect of what we do. Last episode, we were talking about how, you yell, "Yes, queen," and everything during your photo shoots to help make people feel energetic and excited and confident about themselves. And it makes such a difference. It's something that I've had some photography sessions with some other photographers, and they are just really not that you're not professional, but they're very sterile. And every time that happens, I don't get great photography because I'm uncomfortable. And when I'm uncomfortable, I look awkward. And you have that really great way of connecting with people in their individual personalities to help them feel confident. And
thanks.
It's a gift. It really is. And what I thought would be nice is to start today's episode to talk about what self-love and confidence means to you, because it kind of always means different to everyone.
Oh, I know, the big one. We're starting off with the big one. I guess for me, it's me being comfortable with completely who I am as a person and what I do and my actions that I do and what I do in life, knowing that I'm doing it with passion and love and enthusiasm and I'm working hard and doing it. Authenticity, I think, is a big word for me. Being authentic, being true, being relatable for some people. I know that that's always a good thing to have role models. I know I certainly have some, so I would hope that I could be a role model in some ways since I'm quite young and I've already got my own business. I know already some of my friends are like, oh wow, that's so exciting. So I really, I think being confident, just being happy with who you are, and
I love it. And I definitely think you are someone to look up to. I think you really project a way of knowing who you are. You really, when you first meet you, coming from someone who we had only spoken via email. But when I first met you, you felt comfortable, that you knew that what you were doing as a photographer, that, you were ready to go. And I completely agree with you. You are quite young, and having a business this young is incredible. I did the same thing when I was your age. And it's exciting, and it does help you understand yourself a bit more.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Which is good. And my next question is a bit more personal, but why is it important to you and how you live your life and work with your photography business to be always considering self-love and confidence?
Big one again.
I know.
I think I always want to show people that, first impressions are pretty crucial. And I guess that I want to show that I'm comfortable with who I am so that it can bounce off someone else and they're okay to be comfortable with who they are. And I know photo shoots can be really nerve-wracking. I have done a few myself here and there, and I actually am really nervous in front of the camera, surprisingly, even though I know how to work the camera. Yes, I'm like, I just don't know what to do. I'm okay to pose people and I know how to pose them, but I forget everything and I don't know how to do it. So I'm really nervous, and I try and make other people not nervous, and I want them to feel comfortable. So I think I try and show my confidence so that the confidence comes through from them as well. And overall, they just have like a really fun photo shoot.
Yeah, you definitely do that.
Yeah,
that photo shoot I think was by far one of the most fun photo shoots I've done.
Oh yeah,
it was exhausting, but it was a lot of fun.
Yes, yeah, it was really fun. I've never done a fashion shoot, so it was really interesting to show off the clothes and work with not models. I don't think I've done that much either. So to work with real life people was really fun.
I just like it. I feel because again, with me, authenticity is really important to me. And yes, Pear Collections is a clothing brand, but it's made for normal people. So normal people should be wearing the clothes. I like being able to do that. But I love it. And you really project holding a strong regard for your well-being and your clients' well-being and state of happiness. During the photo shoot, there was a couple times that one of our models, you could tell, was kind of getting a bit uncomfortable, or not uncomfortable, but having a bit of self-doubt. And
I would say that, yeah.
Yeah, you were really good at, making them still exciting, getting that energy level up, and then helping them feel that confidence. It was really great to see. And I love that, it's all about embracing your physical, emotional, spiritual happiness and really putting it together. And I think you're just really good. I don't know if it's because of your schooling or what, but I don't know, you do it very naturally because you're a photographer. Obviously, like you said, like you really help them with the placing of their arms and their legs and how they should stand, but you really do connect with your models and subjects on a higher level, which is just nice to watch. But
thanks.
Yeah, I love it. And I always ask this question to all of our guests. What are some myths about this topic, which is the self-love and confidence, that you hear often that have a negative impact on our perceptions? Things like confidence, if you're too confident, it means you're cocky or something like that. What kind of preconceptions do you think in the realm of photo shoots and photography do you think pop up once in a while?
I think in general, people assume you have to be a model to have photo shoots done or to take photos, professional photos. You have to be a model and know what you're doing. And I don't think that's true at all. I think in every role, you're always learning extra things. And I think sometimes not being a model is better because they get to be who they are, and photographers get to capture it rather than the modeling just knowing what looks good through the camera. And so I think that's a misconception in the field. And then also like what you said, that confidence is cocky. I definitely think that we're told not to be confident, or that if we love ourselves too much, we're up ourselves, or
which is very strange, because then we get yelled at for not loving ourselves.
It's so confusing. And I think another one that I personally have gone through is I'm quite independent, and I'm an entrepreneur and a uni student and all of these things. So I think whether or not, I think that being too independent, they say that you're not suited to the settle down and the marriage and the relationship, and that you're going to be on your own because you're too independent, that people get frightened and things like that. And that's not true at all. That's just who I choose to be, and that's just, I'm independent. Doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with someone one time, or doesn't mean I don't want to build relationships with people. It just means that I want to do that for myself. So I think that's a very big misconception, especially with being a business owner. That's a big one.
I definitely agree. I know when I actually first came to Australia, I had, who later became my friends, come up to me and said that I looked intimidating and that I was an intimidating female. And I just kind of went, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Female.
Yes.
It's definitely something, I definitely agree that, as an entrepreneur, you have a different level of confidence in your, not just your self-worth, but in your abilities. And it's hard to consistently have that. Like, I don't know about you, but I have, moments where I'm like, I'm a complete fraud. I don't know what I'm doing in my
Yes.
That's part of life. But as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to say, no, I'm good at this. And I love that you brought up the fact that I do think it's one of the biggest misconceptions is that you have to be a model to be involved in photo shoots, and our photo shoot specifically proved that wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
Because none of our models were actually real models. They were all 100% normal people who just thought it would be a fun day to take part in. And you did amazing things with them. You know, you were able to, I think each model was able to really, you were able to capture their personalities really well. You know, we had one that was pretty outgoing and just kept laughing basically throughout the whole shoot because she was just having so much fun. Then we had the one model who basically during that photo shoot discovered some self-love for herself. And we had another model who was very reserved and just really calm, but by the end of the photo shoot she was giggling and having fun and really showing her personality. And it was really, you know, you breaking that myth that, you know, only models can be models and really working with them. So I definitely think, well, I hope that in the future we'll be able to see more fashion brands doing that and including other people. And also, you know, with photography, I always get the, oh yeah, but how much do you edit the images? And well, we don't. That's the point of using normal people, is that you don't mass edit. I think I just you know, retouched if there was a stray hair or something, just, you know, to make it a little bit more nice. And but even in the edits overall, I just brightened it a bit and kept it quite the same as what it is. And I do actually, I remember us talking about that at the photo shoot because you know, I didn't want, there was one time, I think it was like 6 years ago, I went home and my sister and I did a photo shoot with my mom. And at the end of the photo shoot, it was like a month later, we got the images back and the photographer had edited our faces so severely you could barely tell it was us. It's I might send you the photo. It's actually
I would love to see.
It was quite shocking, and we were just like, what have you done? Like, we don't look like us. Like, we can't give this to our mom.
I've never done that.
No, so I think you're really good too with all of your photography. It's not hectically edited. Like you say on your website, you know, you really like capturing those natural moments, which that's the goal. You know, you don't want to do a photo shoot and then get the results back, and then like when we saw those, my sister saw those images, we had such a low sense of self-love for ourselves. Because we went, did we need to be that photo touched to look presentable? You know, it gets to that point where it's like, that doesn't look like me. Is that what, like, I need to fix that? Or so that's why I really love what you do, because it's very natural. Everyone, you still make sure they're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. This past weekend, the wedding that you did, that you posted the photo of, such a good photo.
That was so fun. That was so fun.
Such a good photo. But it's natural. Like, it's not so overtouched that it looks fake.
I definitely strive to do that. So it's nice that you recognize. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's the whole point, you know, especially because you do some great wedding photography, and those are special moments, and those are typically, especially for brides, when they feel the highest sense of confidence for themselves. They're in a beautiful wedding dress. This is, you know, a day they're going to always remember. And that's the time that you want to feel that self-love, and you want to try and capture it. And you do a really good job, which is
thanks.
Why we love it.
I actually, there's I was doing a wedding a little while ago, and there was a bride there who, leading up to her wedding, had lost, I think it was ridiculous, it was like 20 or 36 kilos. Like, it was an insane amount of weight. And so obviously she was very, very proud of herself, but she was still on the larger end and the curvier end, but from what she had started with, it was such a difference. But she was so beautiful, and there was no mirror when she was getting ready, so she had no idea what she looked like. And so I took a few photos of her at the windowsill of her full length dress, and I said, do you want to see what you look like? And she's like, oh yes please, if I can. And I showed her the photos, and she started to tear up, and she said, oh my God, I look like a princess. And I said, you do. You really, really do. And then so from that moment, from her getting ready photos, the entire ceremony and the rest of the night, she knew what she looked like, and she knew what those photos looked like from someone else, rather than, you know, because even when you look in a mirror, you don't see what the camera would see or what someone else would see.
No, you don't.
So and that just made my heart happy, just for her to hear that she looked as nice as, that she felt as good as she looked.
See, and that's the concept of self-love and confidence is so important. And it is, you know, we're talking right now just about women, but it's for men as well. You know, it doesn't matter what shape you are, what color you are, what background you have. It's something that we really need to all, I think, talk about this topic more often, of learning to love yourself and celebrating that love. And I think photography is a great way of doing it, because it's, like you said, it's something that you look different than what you look like in the mirror. I know when I look in the mirror, I see something very different. And I think most people do, especially people who in the past have had body issues or issues with self-love. But I think the more we can talk about it, and the more there's people out there like you who can do that, like you would have changed her complete day. And those are going to be a thing now that that bride is always going to be able to look at that day and she'll be glowing. Like it'll be that constant reminder. And that
it was really special.
It's like the end of the book to that chapter of her life of her losing all of that weight as well, because that alone is massive. Like that's such an accomplishment.
Yeah. It was really special. And when you mentioned about males as well, I have another story to share. Yesterday I did an engagement shoot for a couple. They were lovely, but they were quite nervous because both of them aren't really fans of photos, but the girl obviously likes to take them a little bit more than the male did. And at the end of the session, we went a little over time and we were having too much fun. It was very, very fun. Some funny poses that I get people to do just to break the ice. But at the end he said, I think I will like photos from now on because you made that such a great experience. And his fiance looked at him and just said, oh my God, you've never said something like that before. And that really, I went home and I was smiling and I was glowing from that session because I've never had a male comment, on that before. And I just, really appreciated that. So that was really sweet. And I think, it's important for males to feel like that as well.
Well, because it's a real issue. We're always, and I think even with photography, when it's a couple, you're always worried about the female because it's something that is discussed more often, but it happens with males, and males almost even more have issues with self-love, and they never talk about it because they're not supposed to talk about it, they think.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. Oh,
yeah.
She'll be like, can we take some pictures now? I love it. Now, for anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about the concept of self-love and self-worth, please feel free to go into our description today. In preparation for this episode in this series, Pear Collections, we have actually created some additional blogs to help follow up if you have any questions about self-love or self-worth, or if you want to learn some tips on how you can actually work on your self-love and self-worth. I don't know about you, Jasmin, but for the last few years, I've been really trying to work on raising my levels of both topics. And so in those blogs, I've got some just tips that I've done that's worked for me. For anyone who wants to work on their self-love, or just kind of check to see how you are. I think sometimes we're so busy living our lives that we don't actually realize how low our self-esteem might be or our self-worth might be. So definitely go in the description. Also go into this description if you want to learn more about Jasmin. I've got her website. I've got all of her links there. Definitely join her on socials if you haven't done it. And definitely click next as well so that you can watch our next episode, which will be the last of the series. Thanks so much, Jasmin.